Macmillan Audio presents The Fall by R.J. Pineiro. Read for you by George Newbern. Chapter 1. A Worthy Cause. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause. Theodore Roosevelt. What goes up must come down, thought Jack Taylor as his gloved hands gripped the handles framing the oval-shaped exit hatch of his windowless capsule. He loved the adrenaline rush, riding atop the booster that had shot him off the Florida peninsula like a cannonball, giving him the gut-wrenching suborbital ride of a lifetime for the past few minutes. And that was the easy part. The stereoscopic image painted on his helmet's polymer faceplate, slave to the external cameras, displayed the rocket booster's fall to Earth as he rapidly decelerated while approaching the apogee of his programmed 62-mile ballistic flight, skimming the Kármán line, the official threshold where space began above sea level. But Jack was far more engrossed in the splendor and magnificence projecting beyond the spinning booster as it vanished in the vast carpet of mountains and plains dotted with dozens of lakes and meandering rivers stained with vivid hues of orange, red, and yellow gold by the looming sun's wan light. He flew temporarily weightless now as his ballistic flight reached its zenith, high above glaring mirrors of infinite shapes and sizes, surrounded by forests, agricultural crops, mountain ranges, cities, and grids of roads and highways, all framed by endless coastal plains, by the eastern seaboard projecting far north into the darkening curvature of planet Earth and the stars beyond. The soft whir of his suit's environmental control and life support system broke the silence of space, the dead calm that Jack enjoyed as much as the cold and wonderfully refreshing pure air sprayed gently inside his helmet from the suit's liquid oxygen supply. The familiar aromas of plastic and sweat filled his nostrils as Jack inhaled deeply, his gaze gravitating to the west. Tropical storm Claudette, which had moved up his launch schedule, gathered strength over the warm Gulf of Mexico, bright flashes of cloud-to-cloud lightning trembling across hundreds of miles as it twisted its way north. "Stay the fuck away," he mumbled, glaring at Claudette's swirling clouds. "Phoenix, KSC, we didn't quite copy that. Say again." "Shit. Nothing, KSC, just enjoying the view," he replied to Pete Flaherty, his boss and longtime friend, who was acting as capsule communicator, or Capcom, for this mission down at Kennedy Space Center. Jack heard a slight pause, probably Pete trying not to laugh, followed by a lively, "Copy that, 60 seconds to Kármán." "Roger," Jack replied, scanning the myriad displays projected all around the periphery of his helmet, marveling at his wife, Angela, the genius behind this amazing piece of hardware that he hoped would bring his ass down through 60 miles of hell in one piece to a smooth touchdown in a designated grassy field northeast of Orlando. The orbital spacesuit, nearly 6 years in the making, had his wife's ingenuity written all over it, from the amazing helmet displays to the retina-controlled systems, integrated stability jets in the gloves and boots, a closed-loop oxygen system to eliminate the need for large tanks, and multiple of layers of titanium, Nomex, nylon, mylar, and graphite to keep the intense heat from reaching the sensitive inner layers, all packaged in an incredibly light and flexible one-piece jumpsuit. The OSS just flowed. It was elegant, clean, and highly intuitive, minimizing the time it would take the wearer to grow familiar. Plus, Angela had designed it with full modularization so it could be mass-produced for a new generation of American fighting forces. And all courtesy...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?